All right, welcome back everyone. My name is Pritesh here with KAIZN Crypto, bringing you another video. So I hope you guys are all doing well. Thank you all so much for joining me here today. In this video, Project Catalyst is now on the Google Play Store. How this will drive adoption and innovation for the Cardano blockchain. Binance Earn is launching ADA high-yield products. So get your share of up to 1 million ADA prize pot. So giving you all my thoughts on if this is actually something I would participate in personally and what you would need to do in order to be eligible to participate. How iohk built Cardano from the ground up. So iohk is the parent company of the Cardano blockchain. They are a research and development company that has invested years into the mathematical foundation for building this secure and scalable network. So taking a look at some details regarding some of the methodology for building this third generation cryptocurrency. Also a call to action. So mark your calendars this Thursday on October 29th. The Cardano development update is going to be hosted by Tim Harrison and Aparna Jew. Fingers crossed for some update developments for Goguen. Definitely want to be sure that you stay tuned for this. Be sure to mark your calendars. Speaking of development updates, the Cardano Roadmap, we're seeing an update for the month of October, giving you all some details on what has been worked on and what we can expect going forward. Great article from Adatainment, who is building on Cardano, looking at some of the things that have been built by members of the ecosystem, talking about blockchain explorers, different ways to gain information related to the network parameters, operator tools, pool tools, and wallets. Lots of different things that are able to be seen. Last up, if you all stay till the very end, taking a look at the price chart for Cardano USD. So right now the price of ADA is sitting just at above 10 cents, giving you all some of my thoughts on where we could potentially see the price of ADA coming up in the very near future. So if you all are interested in that type of content, be sure to stay tuned. All right, everyone, to get things started, Project Catalyst is now on the Google Play Store. So being able to vote on your favorite Project Catalyst proposal is now going to be available for Android users. Very exciting to see this as far as this implementation. So moving forward with Voltaire, Voltaire being the governance era for the Cardano blockchain. This essentially is going to allow these developers to gain funding for their ideas that have been submitted to bring awareness and adoption for the Cardano blockchain. From what it states in this article, it's saying Voltaire is iohk's way of establishing the capability of developing a sustainable, democratic, and decentralized blockchain ecosystem, allowing the community to maintain the Cardano blockchain while continuing to develop it by proposing and implementing system improvements. This puts the power to make decisions in the hands of ADA holders. Catalyst has a voting and treasury system that the community can use, and the app can be downloaded and used for free using the Google Play Store. Currently, this is only available for Android users. I'm really hoping to see this available on the App Store for iOS users, as far as being able to create the content necessary to show the community how to be able to use this. I know if it was available for iOS, I would be the first one to be able to jump on that bandwagon to show you all how to do this. I'm hoping we do have a member in the community that's able to produce that type of content, but very exciting nonetheless to be able to see this voting app now available for you to be able to vote on your favorite Project Catalyst proposals. As far as what we've submitted here at KAIZN Crypto, we are creating a podcast to help developers bring awareness around their ideas and help create educational content for those interested in building on the Cardano blockchain. Essentially, each Cardano owner will be able to automatically have voting rights depending on how many ADA that they hold in their wallet. I believe the number for being able to vote on these proposals is going to be 8,000 ADA. So you'll be able to vote depending on the amount of ADA you hold in your wallet. The amount of votes that you have is going to be able to be weighted based on the amount of ADA. And this is really incredible to see. I know that if you're interested in voting on some of these proposals, you'll be able to see all of this using their voting application. If you're interested in supporting our channel, please consider our Project Catalyst proposal. I will be sure to leave a link for you all down in the description below. Next up, Binance Earn is launching ADA high yield products. So they are enticing holders of ADA using the Binance platform by offering a pot of up to 1 million Cardano ADA. Very interesting to see how these top exchanges are going to be able to compete with a lot of these stake pools that we're now seeing offering staking services for ADA holders. Essentially, what is included with this, so you would have a locked period where you pretty much put your ADA on the Binance platform for a set duration. In this instance, we can see the duration of 30 days. You have a max single locked limit. You also have a minimum locking limit. So anywhere between 5,000 to 500,000 ADA locked in the platform for up to 30 days puts you within this threshold here of the annualized interest rate. So now we're looking at about 7%, 12%, and 17%, depending on how long you lock up your ADA. So now, giving you all my thoughts on this, of course, you all know I'm a bit biased. I'm a stake pool operator. We have KAIZN stake pool. This is something where it really comes down to the principles of holding cryptocurrencies. So in my opinion, not your keys, not your crypto. That's essentially what it is. So you're basically giving Binance the ability to stake on your behalf. You're locking up your ADA on this platform so that you can potentially earn a couple more % interest rates. So for me personally, you guys know I'm a big proponent of being able to hold your own keys. This is not something that I necessarily recommend for those long-term holders. If you're interested in actually supporting the growth and decentralization of the Cardano blockchain, I would of course recommend that you consider delegating to a stake pool. But nonetheless, as far as being able to report the news, being able to participate just essentially means that you would need a Binance account. You would have to go ahead and sign up for that. And the amount of net deposits during this activity period is equal to the ADA that you have on the platform. Now, essentially, the rewards that you will be able to receive can be viewed in your wallet, under savings, and under locked. So this is a special section that you would have to go through in the Binance platform, being that you do have to actually have your ADA locked within the exchange. The great thing about staking, especially as it comes to delegating to a stake pool, is that your ADA is never locked. You will always be free to send and receive your ADA, even if you're delegated to a stake pool. So there are definitely some pros and cons that I see to this. I feel like Binance is such a large platform. They're able to basically bring awareness around their services of being able to delegate and stake your ADA on the exchange by offering up to a 1 million ADA prize pool. However, I feel that as far as best practices as it comes to safety and as it comes to the growth and decentralization of the Cardano blockchain, this is definitely something that you have to determine for yourself. Of course, this is not financial advice. Me personally, I will not be participating in this. I feel like I'm much more comfortable holding my own keys. So those are just some of my thoughts. If you're interested in checking this out, I will be sure to leave a link for you all down in the description below. Next up, how iohk built Cardano from the ground up. So iohk is the research and development company that is responsible for the birth of the Cardano project. Now, the goal of iohk was to create a decentralized system and then set them up in a way so that they can become self-sustaining over time. Now, that's what we're looking at here with the Voltaire era of the Cardano blockchain. So the governance era is intended to make Cardano a self-sustaining ecosystem. So Charles Hoskinson actually sat down in an interview with Blockdown, and he actually explained some more details on what it is involved within his company that has allowed them to create such a blockchain ecosystem. So now he's saying most of the work that the company does tends to be agnostic. So this means that while the ultimate goal of any one of its products isn't to exist on Cardano, a part of them will be deployed on the network. So it doesn't necessarily matter which protocol they're looking at. Essentially, they want them all to be interoperable. For example, tokens on Ethereum can be ported over to Cardano. We're actually going to be taking a look at that here in more detail, talking about the ERC20 converter. They started as an experiment with 2 people, and they've turned it into a global company with over 250 employees across 40 different countries, 4 different research labs, and over 1 million lines of code behind it. As of 2020, the entirety of iohk's work is open source, and the company has no intellectual property monetized and no patents filed. As far as being able to help the blockchain industry, I think some of the research involved with iohk is definitely some of the most promising. I know in a previous video, we actually talked about Ouroboros and how the paper written by Professor Aggelos Kiais is among one of the most cited research paper within the entire industry. As far as being able to integrate with other blockchain protocols, Charles Hoskinson actually went on to speak more about Bitcoin and how Cardano is going to be interoperable with other legacy blockchain protocols. He said that the minute that Bitcoin got big, people realized they wanted more from blockchain, thinking about programmability and scalability. This is where Ethereum, or the second generation of the technology, came in and made a revolution in the industry. Hoskinson went on to explain that Ethereum then suffers from problems that are very hard to resolve, which is that it hosts thousands of decentralized applications whose systems are all replicated. This means that if Ethereum can't scale, none of its dApps can. So that is essentially the main problem that we are faced with here with the Ethereum protocol. A lot of these blockchain protocols have tremendous use cases. It's just that they are built on a layer at which cannot scale to support such amounts of activity. So essentially what they're doing with the Cardano blockchain is that they're building on the problems that we've seen faced with first and second generation blockchains such as Bitcoin and Ethereum, talking about sustainability, interoperability, and scalability. So he said that is why back in 2015, iohk took a blank slate approach to Cardano's design and began to disassemble the system to its basic components. Essentially, the process began with a simple yet wildly underrated question: what is a blockchain? So they went to first principles as far as the approach needed to be able to build a blockchain protocol from the ground up that addressed some of these problems that we've seen become relevant from these legacy blockchain protocols. So Hoskinson added that iohk believes that it's one of the utmost importance that a blockchain needs to be done right the first time. A strong foundation with elastic structure means that both the company and the end user will end up with a much stronger suite of tools to use. It also enables the company to focus on its business model instead of maintaining the network. Very nice. So he actually went on to talk about the Lightning Network. Now, the Lightning Network is essentially intended to be a scalability solution for transactions on the Bitcoin blockchain. So he went on to explain that a huge problem arises at the very core of the network, as Bitcoin as a protocol isn't aware that a layer 2 solution exists. When it was being designed, no mechanism was built into Bitcoin that would even acknowledge the existence of a second layer on top of it, let alone being able to interact with it more smoothly. Cardano, on the other hand, has a built-in protocol that effectively solves this problem, which is Ouroboros Hydra. This is an off-chain scalability architecture that addresses 3 key scalability challenges: high transaction output, low latency, and minimal storage per node. Aside from enabling the network to handle up to 1,000 transactions per second, it can also be used to talk to other networks. This means that by utilizing Ouroboros Hydra, Cardano can easily communicate with Bitcoin through its layer 2 solution. Now, this is something that is very interesting because right now, and as a stake pool operator, I'm looking at the blocks being produced by these stake pools, and I see maybe 1, maybe 2 transactions being grouped into a single block that happens on the network. Now, think about what will happen to the network when we actually start to see Goguen, which is going to bring these decentralized applications to the blockchain. Essentially, we're going to have the blockchain network with much more activity happening. And what this is going to mean is that we're going to need a way to be able to scale this network so that it can produce and be able to sustain the network handling much more transactions. So Hoskinson noted that a larger number of developers have been moving away from a single chain mentality and embracing a multi-chain mentality. This is especially true when it comes to Ethereum, with Hoskinson revealing that the company has talked to many people that want to transition their projects to Cardano. So if you think about all the transactions happening on the Ethereum network and not being able to scale because Ethereum is at that point now where there are so many transactions happening, it doesn't necessarily have the throughput to be able to handle transactions seamlessly. Cardano, being able to integrate the Ouroboros Hydra scaling solution atop of these stake pools in tandem with a lot more activity after we start to see these dApps and smart contracts being integrated into the blockchain platform. Cardano's ERC20 converter is set to see its first demonstration in the weeks to come. So very interesting to see all of the topics that were discussed within this interview. I think that a lot of the developments happening within Cardano are going to be happening rapid fire after this end of the year 2020. We're going to see Voltaire, Goguen, all of these implementations are being worked on simultaneously. Next up, be sure to mark your calendars. So this Thursday, October 29th, the Cardano Development October Update is going to be hosted by Tim Harrison and Aparna Ju by iohk. Now, I am very excited for this one because we've been talking about some dates as far as a Goguen roadmap, and Charles Hoskinson did provide an update saying that we could potentially see an update for that here at the end of October. It would be incredible to get some more information on that. You guys definitely want to be sure you join for this update. I'll be sure to provide a link for this crowdcast down in the description below. As it comes to status updates, I wanted to give you all some information as we see the updates for October. As far as some key topics that were discussed in this update, we can see that Daedalus version 2.3.0 was released, and the team is now working extensively on adding support for hardware wallets. So looking forward to that, Ledger and Trezor support coming soon to the Daedalus wallet. We also see some updates from Adrestia, also talking about supporting Ledger and Trezor devices. Also, we can see an update for networking. They've implemented some changes on the peer-to-peer functionality in the Ouroboros network. As far as Cardano decentralization, so the team worked on time lock scripts, which are the final stage and require the generalization of transactions to define an optimal time to start and time to live. They also performed many property tests for the multi-asset functionality. So really cool as we move forward towards Goguen, Plutus, and Marlowe teams are working full steam ahead to make sure that the resources and tools necessary are available for these developers. Lots of things happening with the Cardano roadmap. I wanted to go ahead and also share an article from one of the members in the community. So Aidatainment is a Cardano ambassador. I really love the work that they put in to be able to help inform the Cardano community. I noticed that one of the articles that they had published is Who Builds on Cardano? I think this is incredible as it comes to a lot of the unsung heroes that are working tirelessly to build tools and resources for those who wish to develop and run stake pools on the Cardano blockchain. As far as some of the links that are provided here in this article, taking a look at some of the blockchain explorers, I actually use a lot of these myself personally. Pool PM by Smogpool has become a favorite for me. I pretty much go to that website every single day to be able to track the status of KAIZN crypto stake pool. If you haven't done so, definitely be sure to check out this website. I will be sure to leave a link so that way you can see all these different tools that are being built for those interested in keeping up with the Cardano project. Also looking at some insights if you wanted to stay up to date with some visualizations. This one's really cool. You can see a stunning visualization of Cardano nodes on a world map. Really incredible to see that. Operator tools if you're a stake pool operator. So CN tools is a big fan favorite. I know a lot of stake pool operators use that. There's Your Manager by Blue Cheese Steakhouse. Definitely goes without a lot of recognition, so definitely want to shout them out for that. Python's leader log from Love, Buffy, and Straight Pool. Lots of cool things here, guys. I would recommend that you check this out if you're interested in seeing all the tools and resources that are available for you ADA holders. And last up, for those of you all who have stayed till the very end, thank you all so much for watching. I really do hope that you enjoyed this video. Hopefully you did find some value. If you did, please be sure to drop a like for me. And if you're new to the channel, make sure to hit that subscribe button. As far as what we're looking at in regards to the price, so we have the Cardano USD chart pulled up here. This is an idea from Pepper and Salt. So now what we have essentially is just some support and resistance lines, as well as some trend lines drawn for this current channel that we are currently trading within. Right now, the price of ADA is currently at a key psychological level. We are testing that 10-cent level. It was a big level of resistance for us back in 2019. It looks like where we are at now, we are currently testing this level as support. So if we're able to have a clean break above this level, of course, we've got this downward sloping trend line as well, going all the way back if we take a look from our peak back in 2018. So this is definitely a longer term perspective as it comes to the price of ADA. After breaking above this key psychological level of 10 cents and coming back to test it as support, it looks like the next key level that we have coming up as resistance is going to be around about that 15-cent level. So we definitely did have a bit of confluence here in this area. As far as how confluent this is with price levels we've held in the past, so we have touched 15 cents here. There was also this price point back in 2018 where we had quite a bit of motion up and down this price level, first testing it as support and then coming below it as resistance, breaking below it again as resistance. So I think that 15 cents is definitely going to be that next key psychological level of resistance. And then from there, if we are able to break above that 15-cent level, I think that the next confluent level that we have most likely is going to be around about that 30 to 35 cent level mark. So really interesting to see what is to come with the price of ADA. Of course, you guys know with all the developments happening, it's going to be incredible 2021. So for those of you holders out there, be sure to fasten your seatbelts because I think it's going to be an incredible ride. So guys, that is what I have for y'all here in this video. Hopefully you did find some value from it. Again, if you did enjoy it, be sure to hit that like button. Let me know any comments that you have down in the comment section below. What do you guys think is going to happen with the price of ADA coming up in the near future? If you guys are excited about Gauguin, Voltaire, let me know down in the comment section. I would love to hear from you all. All right, everyone, that is what I have for you all here today. Thank you all so much for watching, and I will see you all in the next video. Take care.